Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our special Tuesday live, and great to see so many of you who've tuned in early. We've got over $5,000 in grants to announce today. 3 grants. I'm going to give some grant previews because we're picking more grant winners next week. I've got some SBA news to talk about. Actually, 2 pieces of SBA news. Some is EIDL related, including hardship accommodation, and some new data about SBA 7A loans, which I think is going to be interesting for a lot of folks. So, but really excited today to do this like we do every Tuesday, like we've been doing for a few years now, to talk about grants and to talk about $5,000 grant winners. So give a shout out where you're watching from in the comments and like this video. In fact, if I have time, I'm going to pull up a screenshot of how much money we've generated on YouTube over the past 3 years. I'll pull that up. We've donated back to you. You are subscribers. That's why you've showed up early. We just posted this live late today, a few hours ago. We give back nearly all of our YouTube revenue. Of course, we have to pay taxes on it, things like that. But our mission has always been do whatever we can to inspire entrepreneurs and give back grants. So everyone who tunes in here, who likes this video, who tells others about our videos, increases the pot of money and increases the amount of grants we can give out. In today's live, I'm also going to, besides answering questions and giving shout outs to where you're watching from, I see a lot of you in the comments now. And as Ronnie always says, hit that like button. I'm going to announce a new grant, not officially today, but because you're tuned in, I want to give a preview of a grant. This is the biggest grant we've ever done, a grant you can expect to go live in the next 2 weeks, the biggest one we've ever done. So I'll just share that to give you some inspiration here. So we've got a lot to get through. Shout outs to, first of all, to the great thanks here. Hello, Skip Ryder and the Skip community from Connecticut. Thank you. And again, I'm glad you mentioned, our entire Skip team. There's been a ton of stuff that we've been pushing forward on our app and on the website. I know a lot of you are trying it out. Shout out to Georgia, Oklahoma, Illinois, Wisconsin, California, Michigan. Did I say Florida? New York, Minnesota, New Mexico, and I spot around 15 states so far. Texas, Ohio. I think I said those. Okay. One of the things, well, first we're going to announce the $5,000 Skip Growth Grant winner. I won't make you wait long for that, but I'm also going to give out $200 grants for people who voted. So just for voting for this fun Skip Growth Grant, you're entered into one of our micro grants. So hopefully some of you tuned in are voted and you have a shot at winning this grant. There are, in case you're keeping score at home, there's 68 days left in 2023. Take that for what it's worth, whether you need that for inspiration, whether there's a grant you want to go after, funding you want to go after, something you want to do for your business or your side hustle or yourself between now and the end of the year. 68 days. So keep that in mind. Well, the other thing I'll mention is next Tuesday when we go live, we're picking winners, and I may or may not be in a Halloween costume since it's Halloween and we're giving out our $1,000 grants. Before I talk about the 5K winner, let me talk about 2 new grants we've posted here. In fact, you can see them all right here under recommended. Okay, but let me start with what's over here, the October Skip grants. Most of you have probably entered. It takes 15 seconds to enter. It's the first link in the description. Enter to win $1,000 grants. We're picking 2 winners next Tuesday. And bonus winners, as you know, just for showing up on the live, we're going to be giving out extra grants like we are today. That October Skip grants, Verizon 10K grant is back. Here are 2 new grants we've added. Stacy's Rise Project. This was very popular in previous rounds. $25K grant to female founders in the consumer packaged good industry. So if you have a product, specifically consumer product, consumer packaged product, take a look at that, Stacy's Rise, and then the Common Future Accelerator, $50K grant for women and non-binary led organizations. Okay. Ronnie says, where do we vote? So it was the voting was what ran about a week and a half, 2 weeks, helloskip.com/5K for these 10 finalists. Very close voting. Just want to say that. C3 Cake Designs, Onyx and Gold, Rozzy Fitness, Tutu Fashion, Fearless Educator, Jilly's Music Room, School World Entertainment, Couture Galore, Gigi's New Orleans Snowballs, and Lady Fire. I encourage you to go check out all of them if you haven't yet. And so that 5K, the 5K grant winner, without further ado, is Tutu Online from Oakland, California. Congrats to them. We haven't even told them yet. You're hearing it live for the first time right now. They won a 5K grant, the first of many 5K grants that we're going to give out. Really like this organization. Of course, everyone that entered were incredibly inspiring. A lot of great reasons. What would you do with $5,000? They answered that. They were shortlisted. They just squeaked out ahead of a couple others in terms of the voting. They're concept space for fashion, craft, and community based in Oakland. So congrats to them. And I have the two names of the people who won $200 micro grants for voting. Okay. Albert H. and Dylan C. Albert H., if you're an Albert or a Dylan and you're watching, thanks for voting. You won a micro grant, $200 micro grant. We're going to email the winners as well. So congrats to them. Did I mention? I think I did mention we've the YouTube revenue that we're donating again, and we're getting more sponsorships as well from some of these funding partners who like our Skip audience. So that allows us to do more grants. So more grants. Congrats to those three winners. What do I want to point out here? This brand new search funding. Of course, some of you have seen it before on the homepage. I've talked about it, but we've called attention to it now. Search funding. If you want to look at financing options, loans, go through this quick flow. Many of you have already put in your credit score, what you're looking for. If you have business revenue, your time in business, and you can see if any of our financing partners could be good matches for you, or if not a financing partner, what grants could be relevant for you. So we've added this to the Skip dashboard, not on the app yet, but it's up here. If you want to, if one of your year-end goals is to sit down, try to get funding to start 2024 strong, that's an option for you. And just many of you who tune in here are also affiliates. So I just want to say a thank you to them. Word of mouth continues to be how we grow. And so whether you want to do it one-off or make this a part of your weekly routine, all of you with the Skip account have a referral code that you can share with others. So thanks to that. Let me talk about EIDL and SBA news, two pieces here that I think are important and relevant before I get back to some other grants. Okay, first of all, this isn't public yet on EIDL hardship accommodation. So can't confirm this, but what's going to happen is there's going to be continued hardship accommodation. The SBA probably won't announce this. They didn't announce it last time because they don't want to, they really want to make this, if you're having trouble paying EIDL loans, hopefully you shouldn't default. They want to discourage that. I've talked about some of that news recently. So they want to make it so you can pay a partial amount of your payment. So basically they've done 2 6-month periods where you can pay 10% of your loan amount. So if you owe the SBA $1,000 a month, you can pay $100 for 6 months. You can extend it for another 6 months. They're doing rounds 3 and rounds 4. If you still have trouble making payments, you can extend it for 3 and 4. It's not going to be the full 10%, and it's not finalized yet, but they're going to extend partial payments. Once we get the exact numbers in terms of will it be 50%, less, more, I'll let you know. But just want to share that with you in case you have an EIDL loan, if you're one of the 4 million folks that has an EIDL loan that still having cash flow issues. Hopefully that helps. And because there were a lot of comments on this last video I did last week, 125,000 views on people still struggling, still frustrated, having a tough time. So if that's you, you're not alone. Don asked, what if you've already defaulted? So hopefully you're working with the SBA. I'd encourage you to call them if this is your situation or hypothetical, to talk with them. There's a common case that happens when you're behind on payments and they won't let you take the hardship accommodation because they want you to catch up. So in that case, I'd encourage talking to the SBA and figuring out something. SBA's goal is they don't want you to default, or they want you to get back on track and reach some agreement. So that's their perspective. They want to work with you. If you, Don, you said you paid for about 6 months, you've defaulted now. I'd a lot of questions there in terms of what exactly is the standing of the loan. Has it been written off by the SBA? So I'd get in touch with the SBA, Don. Okay, more shout outs here from Pennsylvania and Virginia. And to the 3 winners, we've already announced, if you're tuning in late, 2-2 Fashion won the 5K Skip Growth Grant. Albert H. and Dylan C. won these micro grants. We're doing micro grants next Tuesday as well for folks who tune in live. Okay, it's written off, Don. Yeah, so that'd be interesting to connect with you and see how that process has gone for you. If you want to email us, Don, tips@helloskip.com, could try to understand the situation more, because it could be a good lesson for others who are in the same situation as you. If you've defaulted, it's been written off, how did that process go? How does that impact you and your business? All right. So the other piece of news, they just released this data. It's Black-owned Business Month, I believe. So they released data, SBA, as in that they've increased the lending to Black-owned small businesses, a 2.5 times increase under this administration. Now, maybe they just put out this press release to get credit for Black-owned Small Business Month, but it's interesting to see the numbers here. So if you take a look at total loans from 2017 to now, to Black-owned businesses, it was around 2,500 a year, pretty low, to 3,600 last year to almost 5,000 this year. So that's a huge jump, basically doubling from what it was prior to 2020, for about a total of $1.4 billion. And you can see the share of loans has gone up as well. So I know a lot of folks that are part of the Skip community have gotten SBA 7A or 504 loans. So congrats to you if that describes you. And it's good to see this trend. But one of the things I like to say is SBA still has lots of money that doesn't get used every year. So the SBA's fiscal year just started October 1st. They have another, I believe, $38 billion every year that they can allocate to small businesses. So that's open now. If you qualify, if you work with a lender, you can go to, I think we have a short link for 7As if you're curious about this. Skip7a.com, I believe. Yes, get you this blog post, or it might redirect you to our partner site as well. Okay, I want to preview what you can expect coming up in the next few weeks. We have more grants, and I can answer some questions here as well. Okay. Yes, if people need questions about 7A on the Skip dashboard, You click dashboard here. You can, you can always filter right here and do non-grant opportunities, apply filter, and you will see 7A right here. Get some information, what's required. So if you're like, oh, is this relevant for me? Here's what you need. Then we have a partner that helps with 7A as well. So we do that with all our other funding as well. Okay. That's the SBA news. We have a new grant that we're going to announce in a few weeks. It's going to be about a $10,000 grant. So you're hearing that for the first time. It's going to be, I've asked this question over the years. Would you prefer smaller micro grants or one larger grant? Some of you like us spreading it around, $200 grants here and there. We're going to keep doing those. We're going to keep doing our $1,000 grants, but we also want to do a larger grant as well. So if you're a larger business, more established business, or smaller business, you still have an opportunity to get something that's really going to make an impact on your business. So that's coming up. We may announce that on our Instagram first. So if you're not following us on our Instagram, we're at hello.skip. You can follow us there. Will help us cross 10,000 followers on Instagram. So $10,000 loan, really excited about that. The other $10,000 grant. The other grant that I want to tell you about that is ending this Friday is, let me clear the filters, go down to funding season. The Hello Alice Small Business Growth Fund, up to $25K. And thanks, Faith, for the sticker. Really appreciate it. 5 to 25K grants, very popular, due this Friday. If you do apply here on Skip, you click I'm interested, either here or on the app. You can go to application and go to the application questions here. Takes a minute to load. I've done this demo before. Then you can go help me write. Describe my business and services. I'm just not going to do much here because I haven't given it too much of a prompt, but AI will help generate an answer here. There we go. Oh, well, this is a test account, so that's why it's giving, it's not giving a big answer because I didn't prompt it very much, but put down anything you want, a few words that describes what you do, complete the questions, submit the Hello Alice 25K grant application. That's due this Friday. So I hope all of you consider doing this. And Jason, great to hear that you're loving the feature. Really, we're going to be doing so much more to advance how we use AI, whether it's applying for funding, filling out answers, filling for grants, filling out answers for loans, financing, anything that would help you speed up the amount of time it takes for you to apply for things, because we know that's the biggest barrier. So hopefully you all try that out. Thanks, Charity. How exciting. Thanks for bringing Skip in everyone's lives. Thank you. So this is a great excuse to use our AI. If you haven't used it yet, you can use it for the Hello Alice Small Business Growth Fund that's due this Monday. This Friday. This Tuesday. So 3 days. All right. And I'll go back here. So I mentioned a couple new grants that we've posted. We're posting a Verizon grant video soon. We're also posting another Hello Alice video to go more in depth, so you can watch those. And just want to say again, congrats to the winners for today, the 5K grant winner and the $200 grant winners, and to all of you for voting. I know most of you who tuned in have voted because you're the Skip loyalists, the Skip supporters who tune in every single week. So it just means a lot to us and the team. And we take your suggestions seriously. Like Don asks, is the AI free? So you can try AI for free, but then you have to upgrade to Skip Plus to continue to use it. So our hope is that this is the, one of the most impactful features we've released, Don and others. So, if you value someone writing grant applications for you, it's kind of a no-brainer to get it right. If you get the annual, it's about $8 a month, I think, if you get Skip Plus annual. So it's worth saving a little bit of time. I know a lot of you are already members, Plus, VIP, or Platinum. Okay, so any questions for today? If you have Skip Plus, Don, you have access to the AI. You can use it. If you're not seeing it, I'd check the account that you're signed in under. And if anyone has questions, comments, or they want us to cover grants or funding, you can always email us, tips@helloskip.com. I'm just scanning the comments here. All right. A lot of you are inspired to go after grants. That's why I started off with this. To me, this is impactful. I look at the calendar. I've got a calendar up on the wall right here. 68 days left in the year. What are you thinking about doing this quarter to finish the year strong or to prepare for next year? Pick 2 or 3 things. Hopefully some of that is just getting a habit of every week, at least every week, tuning in here, but also checking the app for fundings and seeing like, okay, I'm going to apply for these grants. I'm going to apply for 2 before the end of the year, or 3 or 4. There's some grants that are very easy. So, we have this brand new feature where we will identify grants, and I don't think I've announced this yet. We'll identify grants like this Galaxy Grants, $2,500 grants for women or minority-owned entrepreneurs. If you click I'm interested, we can apply for you. Just click apply for me. We will apply for you. Now, we do that when the application is straightforward and we already have information from your profile that we can then put on the grant application. And as soon as we apply, we let you know, hey, we applied on your behalf to the 2,500 Galaxy of Grants application. So that's live here for, again, women or minority entrepreneurs or small businesses, but we will be rolling that out for other grants too. All right, let me scan the comments here. And I don't know if any of the winners were tuned in today. Here we go. I feel that this is the start of my life finally. Great to hear, Charity. Hopefully this isn't, our goal is always to be inspiring. This means it's the start of you being an entrepreneur or wherever you're at in your business journey. Robin asks this question: do I think the SBA will ever forgive EIDL loans? It's interesting because I had a conversation with our SBA contact beginning of last week, where I learned a little bit about things they're going to do for EIDL loans in Maui. By the way, there's some good news if you're in Maui County. I don't know if anyone's here watching from Hawaii, let me know. But the sentiment is that if they had control, the SBA wouldn't mind doing that forgiveness. But it's not the SBA's decision, it's Congress's decision. So obviously it's a tricky situation. But what I've heard is the SBA knows it's tough for a lot of businesses, some of these 4 million businesses who took EIDL loans. The majority of these businesses were struggling during the pandemic, still are struggling. So I don't think they're going to be forgiven, but I think there's enough of these programs that are happening that hopefully make it easier for you if you're to make payments, to defer payments, push it off a little bit. So, I wish I had a better answer. If they ever announce that EIDLs are being forgiven, I'm going to post that video as soon as I hear the news. So yeah, and that's a good point in terms of numbers. Then there's a question of equity. Is that fair for people with larger loan amounts? Look, what if you got $101,000? This is the same thing with the targeted EIDL advance. People are saying you did it based on census tract data, and I was across the street, literally on this side of the street. I could have gotten $10,000. I was across the street. I couldn't get any money. So any policy decision, there's always going to be, if you're not included, there's always going to be criticism or backlash. So it's something they have to consider. With that, hopefully you all can take a look at the dashboard, take a look at new grants, and of course, enter our October skip grants here. Literally click I'm interested, you're entered. Picking winners next week. And just for showing up next Tuesday, we're going to be picking winners who show up on the live. So huge thank you to all of you for your continued support. Are there any minority startup grants? Yes, Diane, the one I just showed, the Galaxy, well, this one that's on the screen right here, the Galaxy of Stars grant that I just showed, the 2,500 one that we can enter for you, and a few others. So Diane, I definitely encourage you to go check it out there. And Jason, this is a good tagline. Don't run, but skip your way towards a grant. Absolutely. So well put. Until next Tuesday. By the way, there's a chance we would have the SBA on live this week. Haven't had it confirmed yet. There's a chance we may add a live tomorrow. If we do, we're going to publish that here on YouTube and then on the app. But if not, next time we'll be live is next Tuesday, same time. We got noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, and 9 if you're in Hawaii. Until then, hope you all have a great rest of your day, rest of your afternoon for most of you. And can't wait to give out more grants next week, my favorite time of the month, and it's on Halloween. All right, everyone. Have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.